WCBS-FM. P.S. I Love You. Solid gold from the Beatles back in 1964. Don K. Reed remembering 1958, and Jimmy Clanton's Just a Dream.
Just a dream.
WCBS-FM, New York.
Governor Carey denies he used political pressure to help his brother. Good evening, Joan Furstenberg reporting, WCBS-FM News. Governor Carey has branded as a lie a published report claiming that he helped his brother Edward collect millions of dollars in profits in an oil deal during the Arab embargo. And Senator Sparkman had some comments today when he spoke with CBS reporter Walt Wheeler.
The deal allegedly involved export of U.S. crude oil to the Bahamas and its resale into the U.S. by Governor Carey's brother at prices almost 3 times as high as could have been charged had the oil stayed in the U.S. But Sparkman says he didn't know anything about that part of the deal until this weekend. He was merely trying to help Bart Chamberlain, an Alabama constituent, says Sparkman.
He does not have a refinery. The nearest refinery to him is on one of the nearby Bahama Islands. He wanted the privilege of shipping his oil down there to be refined and then returned to him back in this country. The request sounded reasonable to me, and I recommended it. Now, that's all there is to it.
As for any involvement of Governor Carey, Sparkman says he just doesn't know.
I did not know him. I don't know either one of them.
That's certainly not an impossibility in Washington. The Senate does amount to one club, and the House, where Governor Carey was, to another. This is Walt Wheeler.
The chairman of the President's Council of Economic Advisers, Alan Greenspan, said today he believes that for all practical purposes the recession is over. But he said it is difficult to determine just when the recession will bottom out. In a broadcast interview on CBS's Face the Nation, Greenspan said he thinks it's unlikely there will be a pronounced decline in unemployment until the end of the summer. Metropolitan Opera General Manager Schuler Chapin has been dismissed and his title retired. This according to Newsweek magazine. The action was taken at a meeting of the Met's Executive Committee last week. According to Newsweek, the Met Board offered Chapin a 2-year contract at a salary of $100,000 to raise money for the opera. The magazine quotes Chapin as turning it down, saying, "I don't want to be bought." A legislative code of ethics dealing with nursing homes will not be passed in the state Senate because leaders feel it is a case of overkill, an aide to Senate Majority Leader Warren M. Anderson said today. And the aide said Anderson feels it would prevent lawyers from running for the legislature pretty well. The measure was part of a package of bills recommended by a special Moreland Act panel headed by Morris Abram. The panel was created by Governor Carey with orders to probe the nursing home industry and suggest changes in the law. State Senator Norman J. Levy today said officials at the World Trade Center continue to make false statements concerning fire safety at the twin 110-story towers. Levy, chairman of the Senate Labor Committee, said that for the second time in a year and a half, officials at the Trade Center made willfully false statements to city fire departments concerning fire safety. Levy said officials, who were not identified, told fire investigators in March of 1973 that an automatic direct notification system for fires was in operation in the buildings, and he said they were not even installed at that time. In sports today, Sandy Alamore's 2-run triple was the big hit as the New York Yankees scored 3 runs in the 4th inning and beat the Detroit Tigers 5-3. And Doc Ellis pitched a 5-hitter, and the Pittsburgh Pirates took advantage of Randy Tate's wildness to score a 2nd-inning run and beat the New York Mets 2-0 at Shea this afternoon. And the New York weather, mostly clear and warm tonight, low 65 to 70. Monday sunny and very warm and more humid, high 85 to 90. Clear, warm and humid Monday night, low around 70. The present temperature, 79 degrees. This is Joan Furstenberg, WCBS-FM News.
Counterpoint.
Some think the way to resolve New York City's budget and management problems is for the city to become the 51st state. WCBS-FM asked its listeners, what do you think of the idea?
So I'm a resident of New York, and I think that New York should be a state. I've never understood why it isn't. It's so big, and it seems that only New Yorkers could understand the problems of New York. And I don't know what they do in Albany, but they can't seem to get everything else together for the rest of the country. So it makes sense to me that New Yorkers instead of paying exorbitant rents and high taxes, if they're going to do that, they should at least have it so that it goes back into themselves.
I feel that New York being the 51st state would only increase the burden of the city. It would have to take on the added responsibility of governmental expenditures and budgeting.
Next Counterpoint, tomorrow morning following the 10 o'clock news. I'm Amy Goldberg.
WCBS-FM, Don K. Reed.
101 FM, the sound of the new beats. Well, back in 1964, they were the new beats. Now I guess they're the old beats. I don't know. Bread and butter, making you hungry on a Sunday evening. Got the Crests from 60.
101 FM.
101 FM, that's Stevie Wonder, back in time to 1971. And if you really love him, show me, raise your hand or something. Okay, Marty Robbins, back in 57, you wore a white sport coat. You did not forget your little pink carnation. CBS-FM, some solid gold memories from Marty Robbins, a white sport coat, pink carnation, back in 1957. Make it 15 past 6 on 101 FM, Sunday evening in New York. Don K. Reed with you till 7, and of course the Night Train Show with Norman Knight. And tomorrow night, Rock Around the Track presents the fabulous Jay Black and the Americans at Yonkers Raceway. They'll sing some of their solid gold hits like Cara Mia, Come a Little Bit Closer, Only in America, and others. Showtime is 6:15, and your MC is WCBS-FM's own Norman Knight. And right after the show, it's post time with 9 exciting harness races coming up. If you're between the ages of 16 and 21, admission's only 75 cents. So for an evening of great sounds and exciting racing, be at Yonkers tomorrow night. Gates open 6 p.m. Got the Everly Brothers now as we go back to 1958 for Don and Phil and Bird Dog.
Johnny is a joker, he's a bird. WCBS-FM.
101 FM, right to the #1 position in just 2 weeks for Captain and Tennille. Love will keep us together. You wait and see. Got Neil Sedaka from 61.
I love my calendar girl. WCBS-FM.
CBS-FM and the Righteous Brothers version of that song from 1965. That's the sound, of course, of Ebb Tide.
Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward usually resist interviews about their private lives.
This is Ladies' Home Journal columnist Gene
Joanne and Paul
Shalit.
let me spend so much time with them on this story. I can't remember any other major stars who have ever spoken to me as openly as they did about their private lives. Paul told me about the jokes he's played on Robert Redford. Paul Newman said, "The trick is to retaliate when it's not your turn."
Gene Shalit's
Paul Newman and
extraordinary
Joanne
profile
Woodward
of
usually-
Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, the Journal's cover story. Agatha Christie's new murder mystery is a Journal book bonus in which Orient Express sleuth Hercule Poirot puzzles through his final case. Remember the landmark How America Lives? It's back in the Journal, brighter than ever, cross-sectioning lifestyles, new directions, and the American dream. Also, Steve Allen tells how the Journal helped him find the missing brother he never met. Liz Smith sizes up marriageable eligibles for Jackie Onassis. And a special section on summer dieting. All in Ladies' Home Journal on newsstands now.
79 degrees and sunny in Midtown. Sunday evening in New York at 27 past 6 o'clock with Don K. Reed. Tomorrow and Tuesday, Alexander's lets loose with tons of summer savings. For example, Mrs. Canvas espadrilles are going at a fantastic low $4.99. And Alexander's has them in slingbacks, step-ins, and 3 eyelet Oxfords, all with rope-wrap wedges and bouncy crepe soles. They're the biggest look going. Absolutely great for summer. Mrs. Rope Wedge Canvas espadrilles, just $4.99 in the self-selection shoe department tomorrow and Tuesday during Alexander's Super Summer Savings Spree. You can't beat a buy like that.
CBS 101 FM.
Are you having a hard time finding quality today? Well, so is everyone. Peter Bernard has always stood for quality, and things haven't changed at his hair people. You'll always be able to get the best at the hair people, the finest workmanship and the best quality. Always found at the hair people. If it's Peter Bernard's hair people, it's the best. Ask your friends. The only hair people are Peter Bernard's hair people.
Don K. Reed, WCBS-FM.
101 FM, I got it. Ooh, I got some rhythm and some gold from the happenings. 1967, memories for you. Here's Marvin Gaye back in 63. Getting a witness.
CBS 101 FM.